Has Holly Willoughby publicly reached out to offer her condolences to her former bestie Philip Schofield on the loss of his beloved mother, Pat? No. Holly has instead reached out to her ex This Morning co-stars, appearing to throw her support behind a former colleague, as she shared a snap of husband and wife duo John Torode and Lisa Faulkner's new cookbook, John and Lisa's Kitchen. Holly had been sent an advance copy of the new book, and proudly posed with it in her kitchen. But why is Holly Willoughby really drawing our attention to John Torode and Lisa Faulkner, knowing all eyes would be on her next social media post following the death of Philip Schofield's mother? Well, Lisa Faulkner is currently embroiled in a bitter row with MasterChef star Gregg Wallace, who she has accused of telling rude joke after rude joke on the BBC's flagship show. Lisa appeared on MasterChef in 2010, where she went on to win the Celebrity MasterChef trophy. The Brookside and Holby City star told the Cheltenham Literature Festival how she would overhear the former greengrocer's jokes as she was chopping away. She said, "Gregg was telling, I'm probably not allowed to say this. Gregg just told rude joke after rude joke to the crew. You're just sitting there, and if you're on the front bench just chopping away thinking, I've got 10 minutes left, and he's saying, so this girl walked into a bar. And I'm going, please, I don't want to hear this joke." Lisa's husband John, who was on stage with her to promote their new book, told her, "It's changed quite a lot really." Amid Lisa Faulkner's accusations, news has surfaced that Gregg Wallace denied claims he boasted about his sex life to a younger female BBC employee and took his top off in front of her while filming a game show, saying he would never flirt with or hit on another woman. Bosses at the corporation are said to have hauled the MasterChef star into a meeting in 2018 following allegations of inappropriate comments, and told him to change his behavior. An insider claims Gregg brushed it off as just banter, having been reported for making consistent inappropriate comments to a member of the production team while working on game show Impossible Celebrities. But taking to Instagram, Wallace hit back at the allegations in an emotional video, saying he was madly in love with his wife Anna. He said, "The story that's hitting the newspapers this morning was investigated promptly when it happened 6 years ago by the BBC. Despite what the newspapers are suggesting, nobody 6 years ago accused me of flirting with anybody or hitting on anybody. And the reason I say this is because of my wife Anna. I have always been true to my wife Anna and have never flirted or hit on anybody in the 12 years since I met her and fell in love with her. And it's important that, so that people don't misunderstand that I am true to my wife." The allegations have only now emerged after the BBC launched a probe into workplace culture, as bosses aim to crack down on the abuse of power. The insider who made the claims against Wallace, which his team says are inaccurate, raised questions as to why 4 times wed Wallace has been allowed to continue to present the BBC's flagship cookery show MasterChef. The team working on the show were said to have gone to BBC bosses to complain after being left mortified by Wallace's alleged behaviour. A spokesman for the BBC said, "Whilst we do not comment on individuals, if issues are raised, they are dealt with swiftly and appropriately at the time. We do not tolerate any form of inappropriate behaviour and have robust processes in place." It was previously reported back in May last year that Gregg Wallace had allegedly offended female staff members at the Nestlé UK factory in York with comments about their weight during a friendly conversation. Wallace then denied that he left the BBC show inside the factory in March that year due to inappropriate comments made towards female staff. Appearing on Good Morning Britain in August 2023, he called the claims inaccurate. The newspaper had quoted a source as saying, "He was rude towards staff and continued to talk in a derogatory manner, especially to women." The comments were reportedly deemed inappropriate, and a complaint was lodged with Voltage TV, the production company responsible for developing the show. When asked on GMB by Richard Madeley about his departure from the program, Wallace responded by saying, "There was an argument inside the factory. The reporting isn't accurate. There was an issue, and I thought this is the perfect time to come out. Offending people? No. If you look at the headlines, you can't see a story that matches those headlines." Gregg also revealed that he also wanted to leave to help care for his 3-year-old son Sid, who is autistic. Explaining his home situation, he said, "I've got a little boy called Sid who at the moment is non-verbal. He is still in nappies. He's got learning difficulties. Mum needed help there." He revealed that the demanding nature of the filming around the different factories across the country meant that it made sense to give it up. Wallace added, "It's completely inaccurate. I didn't challenge it. There was an issue. I don't want to discuss the issue, but it wasn't what the papers said it was. There was nothing offensive to anybody. That's just people guessing. It was a decent time to come out, I think." Now Gregg Wallace has said he's feeling stressed following allegations of inappropriate comments towards women. In a recent Instagram Live, the 59-year-old offered healthy eating tips, but hinted at the recent allegations, admitting he was a little bit distracted, but still wanted to check in and say hello. He said, "I've had a fair bit of stress over the last few days, but my healthy lifestyle choices have stayed the same because that's my lifestyle. That's what I do without thinking. Does that make sense to people? I really hope it does. I'm a little bit distracted at the moment. You can probably tell." Wallace added, "There are so many benefits of upping your levels of activity. So many healthy benefits. I'm not going to mention the newspapers at the moment. I've got that coming at me left, right and center." Now new reports suggest that Gregg Wallace's ex-wife Heidi Brown once gave him an extensive to-do list for him every day, and even gave him her passport. The MasterChef judge got married to Heidi, his third wife who is 17 years his junior, in 2011, but the two went their separate ways 15 months after tying the knot. It was previously claimed that she once gave him her passport to reassure him that she wouldn't leave. She also wrote him extensive to-do lists, which he has previously opened up about. He said, "It starts off every morning with yogurt, then leg band, he has a leg injury, then it'll be teeth, then it'll say tablets, because I've got to take my cholesterol tablets and vitamin C, then check BBC News. Those are all the things I must do before I leave the flat. Then it'll say Twitter, because I want to tweet twice a day, then it'll say H for Heidi, because of all the things I need to discuss with her. She runs the finances, the children, and my diary. She also helped me with my diet and fitness, which means she was all over every aspect of my life." When they first met, Heidi used to drive 6 or 7 hours from Cumbria to Kent every week to spend time with him. In an interview in 2012, she explained, "Sometimes he's a difficult man. He can be quite moody. He's very driven and works incredibly hard, which makes him stressed. He's also quite needy. I was finding it more difficult to deal with." She said she grew more and more tired and said it never seemed quite enough. The two had a lot of love for each other, but in the end, couldn't work things out. Gregg then went on to marry Anne-Marie in 2016. The couple share their son, Sid, and live with her parents. As well as Sid, Gregg has 2 children, Libby and Tom, with his second wife, former pastry chef Denise, whom he was married to between 1999 and 2004. Before that, he tied the knot with his first wife, Christine, in 1991, but their marriage only lasted 6 weeks. And now, in further revelations, Lisa Faulkner's husband, John Torode, has risked getting caught up in the Gregg Wallace furore after making an inappropriate comment towards Cat Deeley. Wow, it's all kicking off, isn't it? John was plating up a dish of toad in the hole during a cooking segment of This Morning when he joked, "I never thought I'd say to Cat Deeley, 'Here's a little sausage for you, darling.'" Cat tapped him on the back and replied, "Oh, I like it, thank you," before she turned to grimace at the camera. Viewers quickly took to social media to point out the unfortunate timing of John's comment in the light of the Gregg Wallace scandal. One person wrote, "Why is John Torode's co-star, the bald one, getting in trouble for innuendos when he said that today, live on ITV with Cat Deeley?" And another person wrote, "Make sure he is sacked as well. Women shouldn't put up with these disgusting comments any longer." Like and subscribe for more journeys through the Blinkerhole. For entertainment purposes only.